So we're back on the banks. Today you've joined me on the Fenland drains in search of some more monster pike. This is day 2 of my 2-day session on here. I came yesterday, we got here about morning time, about 8 o'clock, and yeah, it was a very tough day if I'm honest. We had one fish, I think it was around mid-afternoon time, and yeah, we had just torrential rain. The drain was probably 3.5 foot higher, and the conditions at the time weren't the best if I'm honest, but we managed to get one out of the bag. We didn't blank. Now yesterday I was going to move to a different drain, just call it a day on here. However, I've decided to stay on, so I'm doing another 24 hours on here. Now the other video, I'll put a link up in the screen if you want to watch that one, which was yesterday. Today's a fresh day. I've literally just done a recast on all 3 rods. I've put fresh baits on, cast them out. I mean, conditions wise, it's mild, it's about 11 degrees, very warm. It's nice and overcast skies, so the conditions look absolutely bang on. And the drain at the moment is about 4 foot deep, so it's very low at the moment. And yeah, the conditions are similar to when we came a few sessions ago and we had them really nice fish and a big pike in the mix as well. So without further ado, I'm gonna get the kettle on, have my first cuppa of the day, and let's see if we can get any fish in the bag. As you can see, it is an absolute mosh pit down here. You're having to sidestep up on the banks. But we're coming up to about 9:30, and I think the plan of attack now is, obviously it's fairly similar to yesterday, very quiet. What I'm going to do, I'm going to actually get the middle rod and I'm going to suspend the bait in mid-water. And I always find that if you've got fish in the area, wobbling the dead bait can sometimes bring in some really good results, especially if the fish are being fairly picky. So I'll just sort this out now. As you can see, we're getting bits of debris coming through, but it's not too bad to be honest. They're not running the drain off. Yesterday it was an absolute nightmare, and it was just pushing through. There was so much debris. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to take the leisure off the line and suspend the bait mid-water and try that for, I'll try it for probably an hour. And I use these quick links. It's a really simple way of making life easier for changing from an actual leisure to a float. So you can suspend your baits, it just saves having to recut the line. And all I'm going to do here is adjust the actual depth of the stop knot. So we've got probably 4.5 foot of water at the moment, so I'm going to bring this right down, probably to about there I think, and then that is going to be suspended mid-water. And I always find that I've done it before where I've had no bites, there's no action, I can't see any fish, start wobbling the dead bait, just, you know, hold the rod for about half an hour, just moving it around the swim, and all of a sudden you get quick bites. So we'll try this, because it has been raining for the past 20 minutes. Yeah, that's bang on. Like I say, yeah, it's been raining for probably 20 minutes, so we're going to have scattered showers for this particular sort of next 24 hours, so it's going to be up and down for what I can actually film in the rain, because yesterday was an absolute pain. There was so much, you know, it was torrential rain all day long and it made life really difficult. But I'm going to play around with this for probably half an hour, just see if we can entice any fish in the area, if there is any here, and sort of go from there. But I mean, the conditions, it's bang on, it's beautiful, it's nice and mild, overcast skies. This is big fish weather, it really is. So like I always say, you're just hoping that some big gills come through here, and there's not many small fish at the moment, you know, we're not catching that many, so it seems that it's going to be a bit of a tough session. But I've done sessions like this before where I'm catching hardly anything, then all of a sudden out of the blue a big pike turns up, and that is going to be the sort of hope and the goal for the next 24 hours. Left hand rod, we've just had a knock on it, so let's see what we have got here. It seems like those afternoon bites I was talking about earlier on might be the ones. Right, let's go for it. Yep, fish on. I don't know if it's a big fish or not, to be honest. It's holding fairly deep. Really deep. What have we got? Oh yeah, that looks like a nice pike. That looks like a nice pike. Oh my days. Oh my days, please say that. That's a big pike. That's a big pike. Please don't come off. Please don't come off. Please don't come off. Oh, please don't come off. Oh my days, get in that net, please, please. Oh, baby, baby. Oh yes, 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 yes. She's a clunker. She's a beauty. Oh, you've just got to admire these parts when they go over the 20 pound mark, and she's absolutely covered. If I can get them off her. I did spend 5 minutes wiping her body for getting them off her, but I don't know if the camera will pick that up, but there's leeches all over it. The whole of her body was covered in leeches. Where she's been held up, she's hardly been moving. Yes! Another 20 out the Fenlands. Oh my days, what a pike season we're having. Look at that bad boy. That is a Fenland drain clunker. Look at that. It's an absolute beast of a pike, it really is. To be getting this succession of big fish we've been having is unbelievable. I mean, look at the girth on her. That is an absolute clunker from a Fenland drain. And like I say, these go on for miles and miles. You're hoping and praying. Most of the time it doesn't happen, you just get the standard fish, but you know, the past 24 hours has been dead. We've had one little small pike, lost a couple, and I did say earlier on, if the planets align, then big girls come along. So I'll quickly show you a side view, but I mean, look at the length of that bad boy. That is an absolute clunker, it really is. And that has made my session worthwhile. The pike season at the moment, we've had so many 20s, it's been unbelievable. And to be consistent, it doesn't happen, it never happens. You get the odd few each season, but on a drain, to get this amount of big fish is unreal. And I am over the moon, I really am. So I'm not going to mess about. I'm going to rest her for 10 minutes, get her back, get that bait back out there, and we'll go from there. But what a lovely, lovely pike. Happy, happy days. Wicked. Right, so we've got a fresh bait on the rig, just made a fresh trace up. I think I've caught probably 5 or 6 fish on the last trace. All I normally do is sharpen the trebles and then just reuse the components the best I can. So everything's brand new on that, and we'll get this one back out there. And then on a tight line, it's pendulum down, and it's probably 4 foot away from the margins. Obviously there's boulders and small little snags on the edge, so I don't want to be too close because I don't want to get snagged up, but generally speaking, that is absolutely bob on. That's lovely. It really is. Oh god, I can't believe we've had another big gill. We're on fire at the moment, we really are. So I'm coming up to about 2:30, not long put that fish back. And I did say earlier on, these kind of things happen where if the planets align, a big gill might come through, and most of the time they don't. You'll get the odd few maybe coming through, and you hear of the odd angler catching them. But you know, the past 24 hours has been dead. You know, we had one small fish, lost a couple. This afternoon I thought, right, we might get amongst a handful of fish maybe coming through, sort of 1 o'clock onwards. And lo and behold, there is feeding patterns on here, and it's afternoon bites without a shadow of a doubt. So yeah, I'm speechless to be honest. I just can't believe it. You know, the season is going really well, especially after the blank spread at Christmas time on the Trent. And the Trent can be cruel at times, well, most of the time anyway. So I've just recast all the rods, put fresh baits on as well. They've been in there for probably 6 or 7 hours now, the baits, so they're dwindling away a little bit. The attraction's not there, and in these conditions, with it being as it is, you know, these pike are picking up on the scent they are. So put fresh baits on, put them out, and yeah, we're all set to go now. So yeah, let's see how we get on. So we've just had a knock on the right hand rod. It is mid-afternoon, and these afternoon bites, it seems, are, you know, what's happening here? Right, here we go, here we go. Yep, fish on. Fish on. So this is fish number, oh, has it come off? Yeah, oh, denied. Denied. And this is what I was talking about earlier on about the fish being really picky with it being a pressured water. Now luckily I didn't pull the bait out, but as you can see there's a few marks on the bait, so I'm going to quickly get this recast back out there and then we'll give it another go. We're getting quite a bit of debris coming through as well, so alright, that's bang on. Get this cast out and then, well yeah, it seems the afternoon bites are the ones. Well, we've just had a slight occurrence on the right hand rod, which was a bit of a pain. Had a few bleeps, hit into the fish, and yeah, it came off like it did yesterday. Now I'm convinced the false sort of drop takes we're getting, it's all small pike, really small jacks. I've inspected the baits and there's little teeth marks, and it's, you know, you do get quite a few small fish coming through these drains, so I'm thinking yesterday we lost a couple of small ones. If it was a big pike, then it would grab hold of the bait, and to be honest it'd be in its mouth anyway, because some of these big pike in these drains, the heads are massive. So the size sardines, I normally use anything between 4 to 6 inches long, and I find that's brilliant, even for catching small pike as well, to be honest. But you know, these fish are just picking them up, they haven't been able to hook themselves properly when I've struck. So yeah, unfortunately, yeah, that we lost one of those, but that doesn't bother me too much. I'm thinking we've got a few hours left till, you know, darkness, and then the witching hour begins. I mean, at the moment it is, I mean, it's 20 to 3, so we've got a couple of hours left of bite time, and then night time might be 50-50. I'm not too sure we're going to catch anything, to be honest, but you just don't know what's around the corner, you really don't. And today's a prime example. You can spend 24 hours blanking or catching the odd small fish, and then a big gill comes along. So I'm not going to write anything off at the moment, I'm just going to play everything by ear. And yeah, it's looking absolutely bang on for a bite. We have had lots of rain over the past sort of 20 minutes, heavy downpour, I mean torrential rain, so that was a bit of a pain. But other than that, you know, the weather today has been absolutely bang on, nice and mild, not too much rain compared to yesterday. And yeah, I've had a few bleeps on that left hand rod. That's the margin rod where the big pike always come on. Fingers crossed that we get another big pike. It would be really nice. I mean, I'd be... The only problem on this section of drain, they're running it off at the moment, and the amount of debris coming through is making life a bit of a pain, to be honest. You know, you've got trees, you've got big branches and all the debris on the line, and it can create false indication. But yeah, I mean, I can't grumble at the moment. We've had an absolutely banging day. We really have catching that pike. It's made the season. If the season ended now, I'd be more than happy with what we've caught, but we've still got 5 or 6 weeks left, I think, something like that. So plenty of time for some more big pike, we really have. And I don't know whether we're going to catch a 30 from this drain or not. The way things are going, the fish are getting bigger and bigger. You know, they're going to be ready for spawning in X amounts of weeks, so they're going to pack a few, you know, a few pound on all them upper 20s. All those upper 20s, they'll be over £30 without a shadow of a doubt. So you just never know. You just never know what's around the corner. Right, so we've done the final cast of the evening. I've just cast all 3 rods. The baits are fine, I'm not bothered about putting fresh baits on, to be honest. And yeah, we are pretty much set to go now. The drain is still running off quite a bit, so I'm crossing my fingers that they stop running it off later on and we can have a nice quiet evening, and any bleeps we get on the rods are actually going to be fish rather than debris. But conditions wise, I mean, the drain looks like chocolate soup, it really does. It's very, very murky at the moment. There's no visibility, but that is not affecting the fishing. The main thing is just hoping that some fish come through, and at the moment It's very quiet, which it has been for the past couple of days, to be honest. Very, very quiet. Hardly any fish moving through, but today proved it. You just never know what's around the corner. There could be an absolute elusive monster just about to come through these margins and we catch it. But only time will tell. So I think it's time to get the kettle on, and then we'll have a little think about what we're going to be doing for the next sort of 24 hours, whether to stay on for another day or maybe move to a different drain or a river. I'm slightly undecided yet. Well, good morning, and it's about 8 o'clock. Last night was very quiet. We didn't have any luck at all. It was just a nightmare, to be honest. The rods and the debris was, I was battering through the drain, and every 20 minutes, half an hour, I was constantly bringing it in. I must have put probably 10 fresh baits on the rods. It was unbelievable. And at 3 o'clock came, and I thought, you know what, I'm done. Brought the rods in, had a couple of hours sleep, and then I cast them probably 6 o'clock in the morning, and they've literally just stopped running the drain off, so it's nice and calm at the moment. Now, I'm at a bit of a crossroads. I don't know whether to do another 24 hours or move to a different venue. I really don't. Part of me is saying, stay here, do another 24 hours. There's big fish being caught. You know, just spend the time here and hope and pray that a big gill comes through. The other half of me is thinking, it's going to be a waste of time, it's going to be a blank, or you're going to get maybe one small fish. So I don't know what to do. I'm going to have a good think over the next couple of hours and basically go from there. But the session's been absolutely brilliant. To get another big pike under my belt, a Fenland 20, it's a really good achievement, to be honest. And we're having a really good season at the moment. We're getting some nice fish in the bag. So I might possibly stay. I don't know. I'll have a good think. But for now, I'm going to end this video. I want to keep it nice, you know, short and sweet. So I'd just like to thank everyone for watching, and then I will see you guys in the next video. Well, we've got a fish in the bag. I'm more than happy with this. Yep, fish on. So it's been probably 20 minutes since the last fish. Left hand rod again. That margin's doing the business at the moment. Yeah, fish on. So we've got fish number 3. Right, so we've got fish number 4, this is, I think. Every fish we've had on this rod, on every session, has been a pike over 20.